was told to, I was very kindly asked to come down to Plymouth and host this thing. And yeah, we've got here kind of the title of this kind of opening little session I want to do for you guys before we get on to the speakers. So today, this is what we're going to do. You've heard already that we have these wonderful people. I don't want to say too much about them because I want them to introduce themselves and you to just listen to their amazing backgrounds and stories. So we have these kind of people, and then what we're going to do is I've put a piece of paper on them, not on everyone's seat, but on a lot of seats. So, not now, you don't have to worry about it now, but I would say half of the piece of paper you can use to just make notes if you want on things you might hear, and actually at the end we're going to do a Q&A, and I might get some of you to just shout out some amazing quotes, if you like, some amazing things that you've written down that you picked up on, so that we can all kind of summarise at the end some of the really nice points. The other bit, we're going to have a break in the middle, and I want you guys to write a question anonymously. You don't have to put your name on it. Anything you want answered, and people are more honest when they know that I'm not going to recognise your handwriting. I'm not going to say, oh right, yeah, I think that is that's Neve. That's definitely Neve. Okay, I'm going to say that's Callum. I won't know who it is. No one will know who it is. We're going to read out some questions that you really want answered after 3 hours of listening to these people. Questions on hopes and dreams and aspirations, anything you want answered, fold it up, and I have a little bucket. And in the break, you can just come to the front, pop it in the bucket, and I'm just going to keep reading out the questions, and your lovely panel of speakers are going to answer them in the Q&A. So we're going to have a break, and then after the break, we're going to have Street Factory, we're going to have Mark Ormrod, and we're going to finish with Stephen. But I should probably, yeah, we have a Q&A. I should probably say who I am and properly introduce myself because I kind of just barraged you before. So, hi, my name is Moj, or Moj, or Muji, or Mudge, or Midge. I don't even know myself. I've got no idea. A receptionist recently called me Morridge. I've spoken in about 700 different schools to about 200,000 students in the past 8 years, doing working for these guys, Push. I love them. They're a not-for-profit organisation that exists just to give useful, impartial advice, and they use a lot of comedians, performers, things like that. Roxy in the past has been one of our Push presenters, which is how I know her. So we have people with a background in performance, but yeah, I get called all sorts of weird things. I've no idea where my name came from. I think it's Moj or Moj. You see, I think I'm half Chinese. So I think it's my mum. My mum is, I love my mum, she's a little Chinese woman, she's about that big. She probably know, hang on. Yeah, about that. She gets smaller every year. It's like leaving a grape out that just slowly becomes a prune. You know, she's like shrivels, gets more wrinkly like this. You leave her in a fruit bowl, it's ridiculous. And she's probably about that, and her ears are getting longer as she gets older. Big floppy ears, wrinkly, that. She looks like Yoda. And that's a compliment to her, because I have a relationship with my parents, and I'm going to tell you a story in a minute about how this relationship kind of basically exploded, not in a good way. Me and my parents, we like to swear a lot at each other. It's a sign of affection. We're like, oh, you, and then my mum goes, and I go, oh, bloody Yoda, whatever. Stop, get off my shoulder. Go on. Turn off your lights, all this kind of stuff. That's my mum. And just to kind of build a picture of me, I think most people in the hospital get named by their family. I think I got named by drugs, because I'm pretty sure, I was the first child, you see. And, you know, my mum looked at me and went, you, man, all right, you will never know the pain that I went through on this first birth. Okay, so your sister Gemma, I was fine with her a year later, but you, oh my God. My body, I did not know what I was getting into, and she said, I just said to the doctor, I don't want to feel a thing, pump me full of drugs, okay, legal drugs, okay, anaesthesia, things like that, and she said that she didn't really even feel anything, there was a cloth there, you've all seen One More Every Minute, they just like handed her a baby over the cloth. It might not be my mum, I've got no idea, I don't know, they just got me from the other room, here's a baby. Take over the cloth. There you go, I've never done a DNA test, but I'm pretty sure my mum was so drugged up on anaesthesia that when the nurse said, quick love, Michelle, I need a name for the birth certificate. What is it? She just went, Moj! And then she went, right, you know when we were doing the breathing exercises when you were trying to relax in labour, you told me Christopher. Should we call him Christopher? Christopher's quite nice. Or Callum probably came up. Neve would have been better for a guy. And I think she still just went, Moj! I think what she was saying was no. And talking about hopes and dreams, I think I'm named after the word no. I really do. I think the nurse misheard her and just went, right, the NHS, love, we're underfunded, we're busy, all right? I'm putting that on, all right? So, Moj Taylor, Moj, that's how it came around. And I told you about my mum. Let me tell you about my dad. My dad is the complete opposite to my mum. This is the house I grew up in. In terms of talking about your journey over the next few years, the house you might live in, a lot of careers advice on what you should do kind of trickles down from your parents, sometimes for better or for worse. My dad's a really angry northerner. I'm from Manchester, and I moved to London when I was 18 for university. And my dad's he's small as well, stocky like this. He looks like a baked potato. If he tans too much, he just starts to crisp, and he looks like it just goes brown like a big brown potato. And my dad created a business. When my dad was 17, he started his own business. Left college, no one in the family had been to university before, and that's not me boasting, saying I was the first. I had no idea what the hell I was getting into going. I almost dropped out twice, because I didn't research it properly. And when I told my dad what I wanted to study, he threw a boiled egg at me. Hot! Boiled egg, just come out. Served it, I went, whoa! I just did that. And I went, what? Smacked me on the cheek, hot yolk. Down my cheek. Luckily I had my glasses on. I almost had a fight with him, and I would not pick a fight with my dad because I love him to bits. And he chased me around the house because I said drama. He went, oh. He went, you are not doing drama, all right? I told you we like to swear a lot. I'll mute it out. He went, you're not doing drama. No way. He went, that is a doss around subject, all right? He went, you can't be employed in that industry. You can't do it. You can't make money and have enough to survive. Kind of proving him wrong by doing this, because this is performance skills. And he chased me around the house with another boiled egg. And my mum, because she's Asian, she said I have to do medicine. Seriously. Because there's only two options as an Asian. You either become a medic, or you open up a takeaway. That's it, apparently. I went, Mum, what about being an actor? I was like, Mum, you're fueling your own stereotype. This is awful. Why don't you just tell me to do something that I might love to do? And eventually, my dad was chasing me around the house, and we had this tiny little Harry Potter style cupboard under the stairs. And my dad was chasing me around the house, and I eventually locked myself into this little toilet. You know the type of toilet under the stairs where you can sit down on the loo and you can wash your face at the same time. It's too small. That is a small loo. And my mum went in there with me. She went, just, I'm a bit scared of him right now. She just kind of wedged herself in with me. And I went, right, Mum, I love you to bits, but this is just too close. We don't need to be in it. And my dad's banging on the door saying, don't do drama at university. That won't lead to anything. And then my mum just really, and she kind of shook me, because I was quite scared of my dad at this point. And I was burnt as well. And she shook me and went, right, I would like you to do medicine, I'm sorry, this is just what I would like you to do. But she said, and this really stuck with me, she said, what will make you feel good? Not the name of a degree that you think might be clever or quite respectful or quite impressive to say to people one day that you've studied, not the name of your career. She just said, how do you want to feel? What makes you feel the best? What makes you get up on a cold, rainy, crappy day, because we have about 11 and a half months of it in this country. We do. Really easy way to think about your hopes and dreams. What is the one thing you would wake up? If you were woken up at 4:30 in the morning on a cold day, the worst day, it's mid-November now, isn't it? Or late November. If you were woken up on that day, for me it would not be go and be a medic, please, go and do medicine. For me it would be, do you want to go and talk to loads of people in Plymouth? Because I came from Hull yesterday, via Sheffield and via London. All since Monday morning, because I like doing these kinds of things. And that really stuck me. How do you want to feel? So that's my question to you for today. How do you want to feel? When you hear all these speakers, when they talk about how they feel, the things they do, how do you want to feel? Because, let me ask you guys a question. Who here would like to win the lottery? Yeah? Yeah? Teachers, but hey, go on, here. You want it? It's yours. Got a lottery ticket. Who wants to win the lottery? Anyone? Who would like to win? Callum, do you like to win the lottery? No? Quite good. Neve, what about you? Yeah? Neve? Neve, can you just join me at the front, please? Give her a round of applause, give her a round of applause. So, Neve, will come out. How you doing? You got a really good round of applause, all right? And you've shown a great skill for employers already, which is initiative. You just went, yeah, I'll do it. Okay. So, what I want you to do is just stay there a sec. What I want you to do now is I want you to choose a guide. So this is fair. We're going to play a little game. I'd like you to choose a guide, please. If you give me a name, they have to come up, and you guys have got to help me. You've got to cheer, okay? We've got to get them up. Whatever name she says, and don't blame me. She chose you, not me. All right. So, who do you want to choose? Is there a Kai? Maybe a name you. Do you know there's a Kai definitely in the school? Is there Orange here by any chance? Is there a name of someone you know? A name of someone you know? Robbie. How you doing?
I'm alright.
You're alright, yeah. You've got the I love it, you've got the power walk. That's good, what I call the power walk. It's the confidence walk. It's coming up like this, going, yeah, it's all good. What do you want me to do? In your own time. Just delaying all the other speakers. It's fine. Right, okay. So, Robbie and Neve. Okay, right, so, let me ask you a question. Let's assume that you would like to win the lottery. What would you do if you won? I'll shoot first. What would you buy? Did you ever hear that? It's nice. Get a mum a nice house. That's great. What about you? Give me one. Top thing you get. Loads of dogs. Just loads. Like the antelope in The Lion King just running over the hill, and he's Simba just going, oh, I really shouldn't have got this many dogs. Right, okay, so dogs. Let me both ask you a different question now. And this question, this word I'm going to say now is the best word you can use, the best word you can put before any choice you might make when you're thinking about your hopes and dreams. The word I'm going to ask them now is the best word you can use. Why? Tell me your one first. Why the dogs? Not yet. Everyone knows what they might buy. Why would you buy it? Why would you buy the dogs? You like dogs? It's a good answer. Because you like them. It's good. What about you? Okay. Wants to make her mum happy. Yours is about liking. Essentially both about happiness, aren't they? That's what it's about. It's about happiness. I can give you this if you want. Would you like it? Would you like it? Okay, before I give it to you, let me just show you, and I wrote this on my arm before, let me just show you the odds of winning, not the Euro Millions, that's even worse, the National Lottery, okay? So, I've got 7 decimal places. 0.000001176. Let me ask you this. Do you think the winning is actually what makes people happy with the lottery? Really? There was a study done at Warwick University with a load of lottery winners in 2010. Most of them, for the first 2 years, are severely unhappy. 70% of lottery winners blow all their money and become bankrupt. Causes a lot of family problems, causes a lot of friction. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this. I'll just, there you go, I'll give that one to you. By the way, I should say as well that this lottery ticket was for 2 weeks ago and I didn't win. Which proves my point, doesn't it? My point being, people spend £400, £500 on the lottery maybe, every single year maybe. Not for a holiday. People, when they win, they're often shocked. It's not that they think they're going to win, I told you, it's the dream. It's buying quickly with £2, like a drug fix, a quick fix of, oh, what would I do if I won that? Why do you need the lottery ticket? That's my point. Because actually, the things you might want in life, you can start to achieve it, genuinely, from today. You can start to achieve what you want. Because what does winning really mean? And I'll keep you two here for a quick game on the player this. What does winning really mean? Well, firstly, it means that, doesn't it? It also means doing that. It also maybe means spending time how you want to spend time. This is winning, I think, to me. Helping people, how you want to help people. You mentioned your mum, you mentioned all these dogs. You might get all the dogs from a shelter. So you're helping people or things. Do worthwhile things. I'd say both of the things you mentioned were very worthwhile things. And maybe gather some things like recognition, respect. Really what you're asking yourself is that. That's the question for you guys today. What do you want from life? Do you remember I said about my mum saying to me, actually, how do you want to feel? I would like you to do medicine, but do you know what? You're clearly not going to get up on a rainy day and keep developing at that thing, because you never stop learning in a job. You don't just finish school and go, yeah, no exams ever again, no learning ever again. You never stop learning. Ask any of these guys here, any of your other speakers later. Stop them in the break and say, do you ever stop learning in a job? Do you ever stop being challenged, having to learn new skills and practical knowledge up here? They'll say, no, no way. So what do you want from life? That's what you're really asking yourself. And what do you guys want from life? Do you know? No idea. No idea at all. What about you? I already have an idea of what they want. You want to help people, I would say. I would say that you want to help animals, probably too many of them. And to be cuddled, yes, to be cuddled. To be swallowed by just dogs just around here like this. Imagine I'm a dog right now, just kind of, because clearly they can do this and they wear jeans. But no. Might be some of these things. Have a look at these. Some of them are weird, some of them are rude, some of them are funny, some of them are quite heartfelt. These are all words that 200,000 students have said to me in the past 8 years. These are all from your mouths about what you might want. Getting easier now? What do you think? If you had to pick three. Neve, if you had to pick three. Happiness, respect, money. I think that's quite a good combination. What do you guys think? Happiness, respect, money. Doing something that makes you happy, getting some money for it, why not? And actually when you tell people what you do, you feel self-worth, you feel respected, you feel confident doing it. What about you? Happiness and creativity. That's very, very nice. I might quickly ask some of you. Let me ask. Hi, yes. I told you had the favourite code. So, what would your top three be? Happiness, family, money. It's very nice. Let me ask the girl. Yeah, you. I saw the glasses again. What was the third one? Happiness, family, and to help others. My point being, work this out. Really start to think about this. You never choose the name of a career you want. You choose the feelings you want behind a career. And that's what today's about. That's what the next few years of your life are about. I would say give yourself till you're 25. I found 25 was quite a good marker. I'm on the wrong side of 25 now. I think most people figure out that doesn't mean sit in bed for 7 years after sixth form or college. You have to throw yourself into things. And what you're doing is you're trying to figure out that. How do you want to feel? Because, let me show you another figure, okay? Not my figure. I'm not taking off the rest of the clothes. Just easier. I wrote this on my hand earlier on as well. 6, 9, 6, 4, 20. 696,420. That is the average amount of hours a UK human being is alive. We talked about the lottery, didn't we? You don't even get 1 million hours on average on Earth. And by the time you're 20, you've probably used up, well you have done, you've used up a quarter of those, because that's based on 79.5 years. The average guy lives to 78, the average lady in the UK lives to 81. Girls should live longer, which is quite nice. So, how do you want to spend that time? Because a third of it you're asleep, so that's gone. And I've got to be careful how I do this. A third of it you're asleep. Probably a bit more than a third for some people. He's like, what are we talking about? 696,000 hours! Use it wisely. Done. Right, okay, you can go. But, seriously, think about this. A seventh of your life, you're either eating or on the loo. You basically only get a seventh of your life in terms of all the minutes in your life where it's called pure time. Those lovely moments, and they never come in hour chunks, do they? They always come in like little moments where you go, oh, I've got a free morning, I've got 2 hours, I can either stay in bed, I can meet a mate, I can have a coffee, I can watch a film, I can go and walk the dog, I can go for a run, whatever you want to do. But only a seventh, 1/7, and 97,000 hours, 97,000 hours is the amount of time that you will spend in work. And that's an average. Ask these guys if it's 97,000. Ask your amazing first speaker, who I promise I will bring on at some point. Ask her if it's 97,000 hours, because that's based on 40 hours a week. Yeah, 40 hours. 8 hours a day for 5 days a week for 48 weeks of the year. No chance. Now, really, it's about that. That's what I want you guys to think about today. Happiness. It can be happy. What's going to make you genuinely, genuinely happy? And really quickly, before I bring on your first amazing presenter, the reason I kept these guys up is, got a really quick game for you. And you accidentally volunteered by coming up. So, set this up earlier. You two just stay there. Okay, let's get it roughly in the middle so people can see. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's put that there. Okay. I wanted to do this so you see that I'd set it up earlier. There's no magic tricks here. Alright, so okay, so can you please stand on a piece of paper? Can you please stand on that one? And it should be, you both saw it was exactly 4 of my steps apart, okay? No one's got an advantage here. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to hand you a bag of ping pong balls, I'm going to hand you a bag of ping pong balls. And what I want you to do is, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to get as many of your ping pong balls. Come on, Robbie. I meant to be impartial. As many of your ping pong balls, Robbie. That's your bucket, Robbie. That's your bucket. If you throw them and they go in his, that counts as his. Okay? As what? No, don't worry. Pretty good. There you go. But there's a rule, okay? There is a rule with this, because Robbie, I mean, look at your arms. You're like an albatross. Just do that. Students have got lost going on a gap year from one end of his arm to the other. I think I'm in Machu Picchu. What's going on? So, you could probably, you're all thinking, hang on, if I was playing this game, I might lean over, albatross, and literally just tip them in. So there is a rule, okay? 1 ball at a time. You can't do loads, you can't throw them, you can't tip them. 1 ball, you have to do 1 ball at a time, okay? I'm going to do it for 30 seconds, okay? And we're going to see how we do. And while I'm doing this, get thinking about the point of the game. Because when we get to the break, and we come back from the break, I'm going to ask some of you guys in the audience what you thought the point of this game was. So we're going to play it twice, and then I'm going to bring on Captain Ablett, and then I'm going to ask you after the break to open up the second half what you think the messages were from this game. And I'll give you a clue. It's to do with how people make choices. Yeah. So, one thing I should probably mention, I had these things in my head. This would be too easy if we did it like this. So, okay, is that all right? Yeah. Robbie, albatross. Hey, How many fingers am I holding up? 5. How many now? It's a good test. It's a good test. As if you saw me. Right. Okay. Yeah, take them off and put them back on, because it'll be really funny. And make sure someone's got a phone ready. Let's put them on. Hang on. Just turn to, can we give a round of applause? Look at that. Okay, good stuff. Are you ready? So, 3, 2, 1, go! Keep going, you've got 15 seconds. Okay. Stop. Okay. Right. Let me just do this quickly because I want to bring on your first speaker. 3, 2. Well done, give her a round of applause. Now, you guys better get thinking about this game because I'm going to ask you what the point of it was after we have our an amazing array of first speakers. So you two, you don't have to think about it because you played the game. But I'm going to ask a lot of you what you thought it was about. Remember, something to do with how you make choices. So guys, give them a round of applause, please. You can sit down.